Hello and welcome to Hadleigh Castle. We're on the north side of the Thames estuary, about 3 miles to the east of Benfleet. We're overlooking the Hadleigh Ray, which is an inlet to the mighty River Thames. The castle here today is just ruins, but let's go and explore and find out a little more about the history. For orientation, here's a flyover of the site with all of the main structures noted. It was built sometime after 1215 by Hubert de Burgh, after King John gave the lands of Hadley to him. Hubert was First Minister of King John, and as such he was probably the second most powerful man in the country. He was also the Earl of Kent. When Henry III took the throne the following year, he was only 9 years old, and as such Hubert became effectively the ruler of the country. He built this once impressive castle as a statement of his wealth and power. However, it was not to last. By 1239, having had quarrels with the king, he was forced to hand back his lands to the crown. The castle remained as crown property. It wasn't until Edward II, almost a century later, that the castle began to be used as a royal residence, no doubt due to its proximity to London. He extended the buildings around the Great Hall, but it wasn't until Edward III when the castle became strategically important, as it guarded the gateway of the Thames. This was the time of the 100 Years' War, when Edward stated his claim to the French throne. During the 1360s, Edward added the High Tower plus the gatehouse, and also added 2 towers to the east of the castle. At this time he also built Queenborough Castle on the other side of the Thames in Kent. In later years it became a favourite retreat of the king. However, successive monarchs showed little interest in the castle, and by 1551 it had been sold to Lord Rich, who dismantled it for building materials. The castle estates were purchased by the Salvation Army in 1898 and used as a training facility. In 1948, they handed over the castle itself to the Ministry of Works. As well as much of the castle being dismantled in the 1550s, it also suffered from terrible landslides, largely due to the fact that the castle was built on a spur of London clay, which isn't inherently stable. Much of the southern wall has collapsed down the ridge, and in the 1950s the North Tower also partially collapsed. The southern wall collapsed in the early 20th century, and in the 1950s part of the northeast tower also collapsed. Thanks for joining me on this exploration of Hadleigh Castle. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and if you'd like to see more of my videos, why not hit the subscribe button. Thanks, see you soon.